So start off here at the front of the car. It's this maroon red color on stock wheels, stock suspension. Engine bay looks okay. We got some like blue aftermarket wires. Fan shroud cracked right along there. Just dirty overall. Paint is clean on it, except for on like the front and rear bumpers. It has some like mishaps on there, but the actual metal paint on the like metal body, side, and roof is all clean. And as I said before, get the door open safely. Factory manual car, heated seats, all stock in the interior. Center vent cracked, like all SC300s do. Over here it's actually okay, but right down there at the bottom, cracked. But interior overall, super clean. We got one rip right there on the seat. Steering wheel nice, interior nice. And yeah. But the tint on here is like purple. I don't know, it's kind of hard to show, but the tint is really bad. Overall, pretty clean car. This is another part I was talking about where the paint was messed up. Not the end of the world. I mean, I'm doing a couple projects right now on the black car with paint, so if those go well, then I'll end up painting this myself and just matching it back to the original. Because like, look at the difference. Faded, and I guess the bottom is alright. And then faded, and then like mint. So that was a quick overview of the car, so let's get right into the compressor. So what you want to do first is remove the battery, and maybe you can do it another way, but this is just what I found easiest, because we're going to have to remove tension on the serpentine belt down in there with the tensioner, if that will focus, down on the tensioner, and we'll have to actually remove the serpentine belt just to relieve pressure on the compressor. And then what you're going to need to get the tensioner loose is a stubby 14mm 3/8 and then a 3/8 ratchet. Hopefully that'll be enough leverage to get this one out. It looks like it's kind of crusty in there, but I think I'll be able to turn it. So that's what you need to release tension on the tensioner and then get the belt pulled off. Alright, and then you want to get up on it as much as you can. And then push down until it's fully locked out. Then you should be able to just get the belt off like that. So I got what I believe to be all the bolts on the compressor loose, up top and underneath. So I'll go underneath first real quick to show you guys. So from underneath, you can see two kind of out in the open that you can get to. One there on the very front, and then this one here on the very back underneath the compressor, which that one's kind of on the side, but those two are the only ones you can access from the bottom. Maybe this one too, right there, but you can easily get it from the top. And then here, looking up top, there is this one right here, and then another one right here, which is super dark, but right, I'm touching it right now, right there. And then there's the one that I pointed out below, right here. You can see it from this angle, right where the tip of my finger is. But down below I showed it. It's easy to get from up here if you have a extended, or not even extended, just a long 14 or deep 14. Then we have these two right here for the AC lines, which are loose. And then along the back right here, that one too, and that should be all of them. And also, before you start doing this, taking everything off and apart, you want to have the Freon removed from the system, so that obviously nothing leaks out into the atmosphere, hurts or kills anybody. So I had that done the other day. That's why we're doing the compressor now. Alright, and then you also need to unplug the connector, which I haven't done yet, but I'll show you guys the tools that I used real quick to get as far as I am. So 1/4 inch 3/8 ratchet, a stubby 14mm with 3/8, a stubby 12mm 3/8, and then this is optional, but just a deep 12mm. You don't need it, but you just use a stubby. And then we also have a deep 14mm 1/4 inch, and then we just have a deep 3/8 14mm as well. Just using these, you can get the whole compressor off, I believe. As of right now, I haven't got it off yet, but all the bolts are loose on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the compressor, take it off the car, get all the bolts loose, put them all on here, and then I'll update you guys once I have the compressor off, or maybe I'll show if anything's tricky. I'll show you guys obviously, but I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the compressor off now. Alright, so the compressor is out. It was kind of a hassle. Main thing I did was loosen the sway bar with these, where the bushing is right here. These 4 bolts, these 2 and those 2, so the sway bar can move fully. And then it fit out right about here. I just had to push this over too, pushing and then pulling down, and then moving these power steering hoses around accordingly. Oh, and I also loosened this too. AC, I believe it's AC. AC lines, there's a nut, or there's a bolt right there that holds this up. Took that out so I could push this over, which ended up doing this. This blocked it a lot, but the sway bar helped the most. So the sway bar's got to come out at least. On the old compressor itself, can this focus? I took this, I took this stud out using an E10 socket with 3/8 right about here. Got this out with this, so the compressor would kind of just fall straight down instead of having to pick it up fully, getting it off that stud. It kind of just fell down with it. So I have all the old bolts in here. Had to use the old bolts, obviously. This is the new compressor. Had to transfer this ground screwed as well, and then transfer this off of the old compressor where the line took up. And we're gonna get this thrown back in, and I'll let you know once we get that in. Maybe I'll show part of us getting it back in, and then I gotta hook bolts back up and then hook the lines back up, and then should be good to go. Alright, it didn't take as long obviously putting everything back on. Put this back on the hood. Serpentine belt on. Okay, this is the order. Put it back on. Compressor back on. Then the sway bar and under stuff, which was the AC lines, power steering lines, hooked them back up underneath. Then serpentine belt. Then the battery box, which I just took off to clean. You don't actually need to take it off. Battery like box, whatever, the tray. Then the battery cables, and then the battery tie down. And there we have it. Everything is back together for the compressor. Got to get refrigerant up in here, and then we should have AC again. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you guys do end up having any questions about the process, feel free to comment down below, and I will try to answer with my best ability. But here we go, working on the factory manual. I hope you guys enjoyed once again, and peace.